So you finally got your number 9 ahead of the start of the season. How pleased are you to get that done?
Yeah, delighted. It's something that we've worked very, very hard throughout the summer to try to achieve. Tyler is a boy that we've courted for an awful long time. We got really close to signing him this time last year, but unfortunately it got taken away from us. I think at this time last year he was probably keen to join us. We were certainly keen to have him, but it just wasn't possible. I have to thank Nottingham Forest, who have been brilliant throughout the process. Really, I think seen hopefully the environment and culture that we have here, and believe it's a really good place for one of their most talented young players to further develop their career.
I mean, you mentioned he's a talented boy. How do you think that his style of play and his ability will enhance what we already have here?
Well, I think what was important for us, once we realised that probably we would only be able to go with two senior number 9s, that we realised that we would want 2 that had different profiles, that potentially could play together as well, and certainly Tyler is different from John. He's got incredible movement ahead of the ball, fantastic timing of runs and identification of the space and when to move into it. So that was a real positive for us. He's also brilliant in the box. He's one of these that always is able to find his space in tight areas, and he's technically an excellent finisher. So it's a real positive for us. We certainly like the goals that he brings, and he's a single-minded kid. Whenever you speak to him, it's always about the goals, and you see a lot of number 9s now that want to look good, but are not always happy to shoulder the burden of scoring goals for their team. And then Tyler certainly understands that responsibility and takes that responsibility really seriously. The great thing for us is more than just the goals. What he brings is he's got a really good hold up and link play. He combines well. You can play into him and up to him. And certainly, you look at Georgie Grants and Jack Paynes and Bruno Andrades, Harry Andersons, our creative players. That that ability to be able to look forward and play in and combine off will be something that we can hopefully add to our game.
When you talk about combining with other players, obviously he's played with George Grant before, and they're clearly good friends, and he played with Harry Toffolo internationally as well. How important relationships like those to how he fits into the team and the squad as well?
Well, definitely. Obviously, he comes in just a day or 2 before the start of the season, and relationships always take time. The fact that he knows 2 or 3 of us, also knows Tom Pett from a loan spell we had at Stevenage, definitely will help him settle in. What we need to be really intelligent now is to try to accelerate the understanding, and I think what you're always trying to do as a coach, human relationships take time. We know that. Player relationships take time. With intelligent coaching, we believe we can accelerate that process and get everybody on the same page. And what we've got to quickly do, we know Tyler's movement ahead of the ball is exceptional. We've got to make sure that our players know what those runs are and what those runs look like, so that they can play the right ball at the right time for him. Likewise, Tyler's got to get used to the players and know the type of passes that they like to make and the type of crosses that they like to make, so that he's able to time and make his runs accordingly. So that's what we'll be trying to do, and like I said, good coaching, can definitely accelerate that process.
I mean, it's well documented that there were a lot of clubs interested in Tyler's services, and we've managed to get him here. What do you think that attracted him here? We've spoke to him already, and there's the influence of many things, but what do you think brought him here?
Well, I think we've worked really, really hard at trying to bring him here. We've spoke to him and his representatives on numerous occasions, pretty much for the last 2 years. I think when we missed out last time, and like I said, it was unique circumstances last time. It was just taken away from us by another club financially. I think we didn't get too disappointed. We kept the relationship. Although we were disappointed for ourselves when Tyler scored on the opening day of the season, then backed it up in the Carabao Cup with a hat-trick. In a way we were pleased, because we were pleased that what we'd identified is what was happening. We were disappointed, obviously, he was doing that for another club and not ours. But no, we've maintained that relationship, and I think for Ty, he just, you know, he had a huge success individually last year, from having the rhythm of playing regularly. And sometimes when you're the number 9 at bigger clubs, particularly when you're a young player coming through at bigger clubs, you can always be seen as a younger player, and sometimes you don't always get that opportunity to play as much as you would like, because, you know, you look at a club the size of Nottingham Forest, they've got some really top players, top experienced players in that position. So I think for Tyler, it was being able to feel the love, maybe, and knowing how much we thought of him, and knowing that there was a clear pathway for him here. No doubt when he played against us last year, he would have seen the magnificent support that we have, and, you know, we know that the supporters will love him and love the way he plays, and the responsibility that he takes on the field in that number 9 position. And yeah, like we said, to get to the top of the queue when you consider the size and the stature of some of the clubs that were interested in him is something that makes us really proud.